Stonehenge, England, 1996. This video is perhaps even more intriguing. The video shows two lights circling slowly over a wheat field. Below them, the impression of an intricate crop circle appears.
As if by magic, these things just moving around, and all of a sudden there is this structure. Now, that structure is known as a real structure. It was videotaped and seen by many people after this tape was made.
I think what is so believable about the video is that it does support everything that we had been told accompanied the construction of these mysterious designs. That's very convincing, but of course it's only one part of the picture.
Cullen Andrews is considered to be the most prominent crop circles researcher, linking UFOs to that phenomenon. When he examined this video, he was determined to learn more about the man who taped these UFOs in action.
Everything we find about the man, the circumstances, his employer, his background is highly suspicious. We now know that he is a co-owner of a film company, a video suite, where editing is carried out with some very exquisite equipment.
Could this have been what we call a morph, where you start with a beginning image and you start with an ending image and you let the computer fill in the middle, and we think it's more likely a hoax?
I believe it to be a hoax.
Gulf Breeze, Florida, 1993. This rare sequence was shot by contractor Ed Walters. After panning the entire horizon, a small, disc-shaped object appeared overhead, where just before there had been nothing. Then it suddenly disappeared. Could this be a true UFO encounter, or the product of an elaborate hoax?
I know Ed's equipment, which is basically about the simplest type of equipment you could get. That rules out the technical capability to do something sophisticated. I don't believe it was a hoax.
Bob Exler found other supportive evidence in the video by comparing sunlight angles, shadows of buildings, and the object's incredible acceleration.
Most remarkable videotape, one that I could not see any way that could be artificially manufactured.
While the merits of this provocative video continue to be debated, one thing is clear. There is a person walking in the frame at the moment the UFO disappears, making it difficult to hoax. Miami, Florida, 1995. Another dramatic UFO was videotaped by a local resident named Adrain. In a network television first, Adrain's video displays a large glowing UFO hovering over a residential area. Moments later, the plasma-type craft shrinks to nothing and blinks out. Author and UFO researcher Randolph Winters believes the brightly lit UFO would be impossible to fake.
You may notice in the video, the top of the object appears to glow and light reflects off of it every now and then. If there was an object holding it, or somebody holding it, or strings of some type, you could probably see it quite easily in the bright light.
Some experts have dismissed the Adrain video because the large glowing craft doesn't appear to cast any light on other objects in the scene. But similar unknown craft have been videotaped at least 3 other times. Juarez, Mexico, 1994. This video, shot through a chain-link fence, shows a small, saucer-shaped UFO with a blinking light at the bottom.
That is typical of an aircraft which has a beacon light that flashes brightly to attract attention.
Almost a year later in Miami, Florida, some tourists captured these amazing UFO images from the window of their car. Again, it's a similar craft with the same saucer shape and beacon light.
We're now going to look at a direct comparison between the UFO in Miami and UFO in Juarez, Mexico. You can see lights flashing underneath these images. And you can also see that they have a bright sort of a central top and a strange, almost like a rim around the outside. What are these things that have been videotaped? An immediate clue is a flashing light, because it's standard for aircraft to carry a beacon light that flashes.
This characteristic flashing light, along with some additional information, was crucial to solving the mystery of these 3 unidentified flying objects.
Well, it just so happens that we have already identified some so-called UFOs in the sky that have been photographed and videotaped, which turn out to be internally lighted blimps.
This night footage, recorded in September 1994, was shot in New York by a man who believed that he was seeing a UFO. Investigators discovered that the MetLife blimp had been making trips over nearby Shea Stadium. Dr. Maccabee now believes that he has an explanation that goes beyond a reasonable doubt for the 3 amazing night UFO videos of similar shape and design.
Internally lighted blimps. These are blimps with transparent skin, and they have very bright lights on the inside. The idea is to attract attention because these are advertising blimps. And so here's a case where, in a sense, we won one. We're able to positively identify a UFO.
If UFOs turn out to be merely helicopters or blimps, there is a tendency to conclude there are simple explanations for all the puzzling lights we see in our skies. But what about those UFOs that remain unexplained? Could the answer to their origin also solve the most enduring mystery of all time?
The population has grown to accept the probability that we are not alone, and we may well not even be the most advanced species in the universe. And I think what we are beginning to see now are more than shadow effects of that form of reality.
Without a doubt, the most extraordinary display of UFOs caught on video occurred in Mexico. The tremendous number of eyewitnesses, along with their video evidence, makes the UFO activity just south of our borders seem like a virtual invasion. It began during a solar eclipse in 1991, when hundreds of video cameras were pointed toward the skies. This startling video was taken during the eclipse by Guillermo Araguin, a TV network executive. It documents an eerie metallic craft with a saucer-like shape that immediately dazzled Jaime Maussan, one of Mexico's most respected journalists.
I wasn't even in Mexico. When I arrived, they told me, Jaime, a UFO was recorded in the eclipse, and you should see this. And when I saw it, I got so impressed by it that I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw this incredible UFO.
Still more a skeptic than a believer, Maussan recognized the significance of this UFO caught on tape and showed it on primetime TV to the Mexican nation.
I took that piece into television and asked for more videos, and they sent me the videos. And I had been able to collect, so far, 5,000 videos to this moment.
All of them featured strange lights and moving objects that cannot readily be identified as birds, balloons, or airplanes. This extraordinary example, also shot during the eclipse by the Breton family, displays another shiny, hovering object nearly 80 miles east in the city of Puebla, Mexico.
The Breton family clip is so real and so human. It's wonderful because the family's outside, they've got their clock, and they're filming. They move up and they film the object. Again, it's the same type of ship that Mr. Araguin filmed and all of the others, and it's beautifully clear. It's silver, it's disc, it's metallic.
UFO investigator Britt Elders believes that the videos shot during the eclipse in Mexico offer persuasive evidence of the existence of UFOs.
The eclipse was unusual, and it was so important because 17 different people in 4 different cities took video of the same object.
I didn't believe in UFOs. Why should I believe in them? I'd never seen one.
Luis Lara, confirmed skeptic of anything extraterrestrial, set out to videotape the eclipse. But when he raised his camera, he was drawn to the shiny metallic orb that was hovering overhead.